and welcome to another Tuesday Tips with Terry. And I am actually getting ready to go out to a networking luncheon. And I wanted to do this video real quick before I headed out to say networking doesn't work. Now, wait a second, just hang on. I've got a story, right? So, when you think about going in person to a networking event, the idea is like, oh, I hand out my card, I'll make some great connections, blah, blah, blah. But when you think about you're one person and you're spending an hour to 2 hours in a set group of people that you have no idea if they're a qualifiable prospect or if they have a network that they can tap you into, which is really the primary goal of a true networking group, is that you go and connect with people, not to necessarily sell them directly, but to actually gain access to their network so they can promote you, etc., and so on. So in theory, it's a good idea, but the effectiveness of it is very low. And when you take the amount of time that you commit to not only setting it up, but finding out what the right networking group is, and blah, 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 and you're there in person, and you just don't yield a lot of results. Now, there are exceptions to this, obviously. And if you're dealing in a business-to-business type of industry where you're really trying to target other businesses that are rather substantial, you have to be very selective about the networking group you're in. That's why masterminds are pretty popular. And those also work, or like a CEO forum or something like that. So when you think about networking and spending your time physically in a room with other people to help grow your business, and there's a mutual understanding that it's quid pro quo, right? You're going to obviously, the people coming to you are going to expect your network to open up to them. So it's almost like you're getting a second job, where you're actually doing work for other people. So I'm just sharing this video because I just recently moved down, like a few months ago, moved down to South Florida, about 2 hours south of where I used to live in Orlando. And for me, I don't know a lot of people in this market. And so I signed up for a couple of networking groups through Meetup and through Facebook. And more so, not to get business, because I have a very specific way that I reach clients and prospect. And it's not through a networking group. For me, it was more about social. Like, the groups I joined were other professionals, professional women in this particular county or market. And I can't tell you, I've met some of the nicest ladies, and I've had, dinner with them and cocktails, and it's just nice to actually make some new friends and get out socially, because as a business owner, you need that texture in your life. You need to have that balance. And so that's really where the networking group can be a lot of fun and enriching. But remember, you're trading your time for output, especially if you're going in the context of trying to grow your business. So when you sign up for a networking group, make sure that you understand the intention of the group. For example, I recently reached out to a group here that was very specific about business, and I found them on Facebook. Actually, a friend of mine is a member and goes. And I reached out to them saying, I'd like to come to your event, because for some reason it wasn't like an open event, like, hey, come and meet people and we'll charge you for lunch or whatever. And so I reached out and I said, I'm a local business owner. What do I need to know about joining your group and coming to your events? And the reply I got was kind of interesting. They actually only look for specific, like, one person in their networking group that's in a particular vertical. For example, marketing, right? So the response was, we already have someone in marketing. I'm like, okay. And at first I'm like, all right, I understand, I respect the group policy. But I stopped for a second and I was like, now when you think about diversity in a networking group, I think you should have 50 marketing people, right? So for me, it's not about competition, because every person, even if you're in like a general category like marketing, is going to have a unique approach. My approach in marketing, I have several friends, professional friends, who are running businesses that are marketing businesses. And the way I approach my marketing and what I do for my clients is completely different from any of them. And they're all different from each other. So when you get lumped into a category like marketing, or like sales training, or health and wellness or whatever that is. It's such a broad category. And labeling someone that way is really diminishing their value that they can contribute not only to a group, but to also enrich that group with more diversity. For example, I'm in another professional group, and there are, that I know of, I think 4 or 5 other women, it's a women's networking group, that are also in this group as well, that are in the field of marketing, but their marketing is completely different from mine. So I just wanted to kind of do like a mini rant, mini tip. When you're spending your time doing prospecting and doing things that will grow your business, right? Because sales is, as you can see, snap selling back there. Selling is the most important function of a business. And you need to really have it figured out and dialed in and make sure that the time that you're spending is the most efficient and effective time that you're putting forward to building relationships. And that's why doing a multitude of different things, having different products, different ways to create revenue streams is so important in your business, especially when you can leverage technology and automate. So when you're thinking about doing networking, think about it from the social standpoint and just building colleagues that are also business owners that you want to maybe commiserate with and collaborate with and just help when the opportunity's there. But if you're looking at it as a major leg in the stool of building your business, be careful. Make sure that you're vetting the right kind of networking group and that your time that you're investing there, whether it's yours or whether it's someone who's on your team, is returning on the investment of time, not necessarily the money, but the time that you're putting into it. And create scale around that networking activity, okay? So that's my tip for today. If you have any questions about networking or using sales to grow your business, reach out to me at Terry@better3.com, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.